Okay, everybody, welcome to the Village of Skokie Appearance Commission meeting, the virtual meeting for Wednesday, February 10th, 2021. When you going through the process of getting your building permit, you were given instructions as to what we're going to be doing here tonight. Neighbors to either side of residential properties were given notice of this meeting, and if there are any such neighbors or public comment, we'll hear that through Carrie, who's running our IV, or our AV. We probably need an IV. Public announcement about this meeting. The Village of Skokie Appearance Commission meets February 10th, 2021. Until further notice, meetings of the Appearance Commission will be held electronically with the majority of the members participating via remote access in order to comply with the State of Illinois Gubernatorial Disaster Proclamation. Members of the public who wish to comment as to an item on the published agenda must submit their statements or questions in writing to Carrie Haberstich at appearance@skokie.org, and all properly submitted statements or questions will be presented and read during the relevant portion of the meeting. Written comments may also be submitted by email to citizencomments@skokie.org, by mail to the Village of Skokie, attention Nathan Kriska, Appearance Commission Liaison, 5127 Oakton Street, Skokie, Illinois 60077, or via the Village's drop box no later than noon the day of the meeting, located by the public entry to Village Hall. The meeting may be viewed on Skokie Vision Cable Channels 17, which is Comcast, or Channel 25 on RCN, or via the Village website. As we go through the meeting and I call cases, I will be reading comments that I get from the Village's Community Development Department, and we take those comments into consideration as we're rendering our decisions. We have 5 cases tonight. 2 cases have deferred to get more materials together. Hopefully we can run this quickly and efficiently, and there aren't many questions. Before we proceed, I want to know if anybody wants to make a motion to approve the minutes from the January meeting.
And if so, unmute yourself first.
Yeah, Mike, I move that a certificate or the minutes of the meeting of January 13th, 2021 be approved as presented.
Anybody second? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Motion so passed. Okay. As I call a case again, I'm going to read in the comments from the Village's Community Development Department. I'm also going to swear in on an individual case-by-case basis those who are giving testimony. So with that, we're going to move right into it and go to case 2021-003A at 9451 Harding for Robert and Aaron Teggy. It's a residential second floor addition. The staff comments are, staff has no objections with the design. Are the petitioners on?
Yes, Jeremy Pierce.
Great. Can you raise your right arm? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Great. Let's take a look, Carrie.
All right, so this is the plat of survey.
Yep.
The addition over the garage and a little bit over the back.
Correct.
And this is the front elevation.
Right, so is the garage new? Oh, no, is the garage new?
The garage is existing.
Right,
We're
okay,
taking the roof off.
you're doing something right above the garage.
Correct.
Right, it looks identical to what I did. All the materials are gonna match the existing?
That's the plan, yes, they will.
Gotcha. Okay, that's a nice rendering, okay.
Thanks.
And I agree with the village staff that there's really no objections here. Does anybody have any objection, or anybody want to comment, or somebody want to make a motion to approve? Unmute. Unmute.
I think it looks great.
All right, will you make a motion then, Tom?
Sure. I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case number 2021-003A, 9451 Harding, as presented.
Anybody second?
Thank you very much.
All right, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed, so pass. All right, thank you very much, sir. Good luck. We'll be in touch. You feel free to drop off. Case number 2021-004A at 78 Salem Lane, Evanston. Tanner and Kelly Patches. It's a residential first and second floor addition. The comments are, staff has no objection with the design. Technical items to be addressed must include providing a current plat of survey for the permit review, and the air conditioning unit may be 6 feet from the proper line, closer than, basically, we're giving you a little leniency, and closer than the 10 feet noted on the site plan. Who are representing the petitioners?
I believe we have two.
Jim Walsh.
Okay. Anybody else?
Tanner Patches.
Great. Can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Great.
I do.
All right. Close this.
Give Carrie a second.
Many things are popping.
She used to be so much better at this.
No, the thing was popping out and I couldn't. All right. All right. So a new addition off the back.
Can they hear you in the mic or no? I'm just curious.
Can you hear me?
Okay, now you can. Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay. Just need to step closer to the microphone. So the proposed, get my bearings here. This is the existing house
Uh-huh.
and neighbors,
Gotcha.
the addition in this area.
Okay. Let's go back to the original. So, I'm sorry, Carrie, point to the existing.
Here, I'll zoom in.
Oh, this is the final rendering.
Yeah, these are the proposed, yeah.
Okay, and we're
So
matching all.
addition.
Okay,
Sorry, addition.
gotcha.
Mute if you, everyone could mute yourself. Okay. Get back to sharing screen. And then addition and addition.
Okay. Okay, and
Here.
Mr. Patches, did you understand the technical thing that a plat of survey, a current plat of survey needs to be turned in for permitting?
Correct. I believe I turned it in with the original documentation,
Yeah,
but if
that's
not, I can.
Sure, that's not going to hold us
Okay.
up tonight. I just want to, we're just calling it to your attention. Maybe that happened
Okay.
in between these writings.
Yeah.
And that actually that you have a little more leniency on your AC unit. You're showing it 6 feet, or 10 feet from the property line, but you have up until 6 feet to move it to, so just so you're aware of it. Does anybody have, any commissioners have any comments, good or bad, or somebody want to make a motion, feel free to unmute yourselves and do so.
Okay, I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted to case 2021-004A at 78 Salem as presented.
Anybody second?
I second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So passed. Okay, congratulations, and they'll be in touch with you.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, feel free to drop off.
Have a good night.
You too.
Moving on, case 2021-009A, 7828 Babb Avenue. The petitioner's Natalie or the owner's Natalie Dubs. The comments are, staff has concern with the design. A suggested modification includes larger windows on the first floor of the front elevation. Retaining the existing large window is preferred. Technical items to be addressed include the removal of the second floor bay, because it's not allowed if you can walk in the bay area. A permanent window seat can be allowed, though. An air gap in the masonry construction, a sprinkler system, and a waiver of the 51% masonry requirement. So I'm going to kind of reread that because I kind of tripped over something. So the technical items to be addressed include the bay window that we talked about. There's an air gap in the masonry construction. A sprinkler system needs to be installed, and a waiver of the 51% masonry requirement. Okay, let's go through the drawing.
Okay, you wanna,
I'm sorry, who's here representing the petitioners?
Natalie Dubs, and my husband's here too, Peter
Okay, can you
Apocalypse.
raise your right hand, please? And do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Great, thank you.
Can you get him the
okay. So, house and a garage on the alley. And so basically, it's a full second floor addition. This is the bay we're talking about on the second floor. Since this is walkable area, it's within the setback, so that's why it's,
So, is that the second floor plan? So-
yeah, this is first floor.
All right, so are you considering that little jog bay, it projects out?
It projects into the rear.
I got
front
you,
yard.
I got
Yeah.
you, okay.
And then this is the front, now proposed front elevation. Currently, there's a large picture window and a
Right.
smaller window roughly like this. And then this is the proposed bay on the second floor. This is the rear elevation. And then these are the two side elevations.
Right. So, let's go back to the front elevation, so.
And this- oh,
yeah,
sorry,
so-
this is
no,
the
no,
existing house.
Exactly,
Yeah.
so we see that elevation right there. And then that's your existing home, right? And then let's go back to your front elevation, to your proposed front elevation.
Oh, it's just one more page, hold on. There we go.
So, there's something a little troubling to me in this elevation. Actually, a couple things, because I'm not quite sure that, are you showing siding on the whole house now?
Yeah, stone veneer for the, I guess, kind of a wainscot.
Right, is
and
that
then
new or existing stone veneer on the base?
It
Natalie?
will be new.
Okay, and then what is that above it?
The hardy siding?
Yeah, see, you're not, that's not, you got a couple problems. First of all, you don't have enough masonry on this, because on a project of this scope, you need to have at least minimum 50%. So there's a problem there in that you're not doing that. And then secondly is, if you go back to your drawing, your second floor window sticks out like a cyclops when you're looking at this elevation. You know, you've taken a lot, you've got two very small windows on the first floor, and then you've got this large window on the second. It just doesn't scale out. It's top heavy in design. So the solution is, you know, less obtrusive on the top and a little larger on the first floor.
For windows?
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't look right. You know, I mean, that's for the front of your house. I mean, it'd be one thing if your living room was on the second floor looking out, but, you know, you've got these two small windows on the front. I know, the one on the right on the first floor is probably existing to remain, correct?
That's correct.
And
Correct.
The one on the left, you're taking out a large picture window and then putting in a smaller window. It just, conceptually, I'm curious about that.
The reason for the big box bay sort of look is we wanted something to sort of overhang off the door. I know you're not allowed to move it too far forward due to the setbacks. That's why we sort of tried doing something over the door.
Basically, as a zoning.
Nathan, can you get into your microphone?
I'm sorry,
Can you get into your microphone a little bit?
you talking to me?
Yes,
Yes, please.
Can you hear me better?
yes.
So zoning wise, you cannot have the protrusion on the second floor with a walkable space on it. If you want, you could have a roof covering that's 3 feet out without ground support. So something could be put over the front door as long as it's not ground supported.
Okay,
And the other thing is the window in the kitchen looked like it was made smaller at one time already. Maybe not by yourself, but if you look at the elevation, it looks like it was sighted over around it at one time or another. It looks like it, I'm not saying it is.
Yeah.
There is a little room to the, between the window and the front door to enlarge it somewhat, and maybe make a matching one in the living room so it looks more substantial from the front elevation aspect.
the door is going to be moved over farther to the left, roughly about 2 feet.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so you're changing the location of the front entry.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, the
Okay.
curve is about right here.
But we have to do something with the scaling. Those windows are just too small versus the size of the one on the second floor. Can you go back to the second floor plan? I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Carrie.
no, that's fine. I can zoom in just to the second floor if you'd like.
No, I mean, so, yeah, I mean, you've got, I understand what you're doing there. You've got a large walk-in closet, but, I mean, so let's just talk about the bay. You understand the thing there, you'd have to put some permanent structure there that's not walkable, so whether that's
Like a window seat, right?
Yeah, okay, so if you're married to that part of the bay design, that's fine, we'll move on from there. But, and I see what you're doing window-wise up on the second floor, but if you go over to the first floor plan, I mean, those are just too small of windows. We need to do something there to increase the size of it. In fact, I think you would prefer that too, wouldn't you?
Sure.
From our stance, the current big window, we just have blinds on it. It's usually closed all the time, obviously, so nobody's just staring in. But, you know, we'll do what we have to do.
Okay, so let's go back to the front elevation of the drawing. So I guess I'll leave it to the commissioners. Are we comfortable that between the petitioner and staff that they can come up with the scale of the first floor windows? I think the height of them are fine. I just think they probably need to at least be another foot wider, you know, maybe even doubles.
Yeah, could we just double them?
I think so.
Okay.
Now, the other thing is, if you like the look of the second floor, and since we're not allowing the walkable space, also your second floor will be 2x6. You could do a 2x8 to give you an extra 2 inches to make it stick out, to give you the look, but not necessarily with a floor area to walk on. Does that make sense how I'm saying it?
Yes.
And if you want, I'll talk to your architect if you wish to go over what my thoughts are, okay?
Okay, thank you.
And
Thank
then,
you.
can you show me the two side elevations?
Yes,
Okay.
that's a south
So,
elevation.
all right, now go back to the front elevation. So you're gonna need to run that brick up the front to match your sides.
So you want it all the way up to the top?
No, go to the side.
Match the side.
See that height there? That's where your brick height is now?
Yeah.
And I'll go back to the front. So it'd be up to, you know, right, at some point that it's parallel or in alignment with your side brick elevations, which I'm assuming is at that dashed line.
Mm-hmm.
So it probably goes to maybe right just underneath the bay.
So let's say if we were to do the front all the way with brick, can we still have the sides and the back with hardy? The only
Yeah.
reason why I don't
Yeah.
want it
Yes.
halfway is because then it makes it look like it's a second floor addition.
Actually, we would prefer you take it all the way to the top, but we're letting you go to the underside of the bay if you prefer.
Okay.
If you go to the underside of the bay, you'll probably be 48% masonry or 45 or something. But if you go all the way up to the top, you're definitely over the point where we need to worry about a masonry waiver.
Okay.
So, are you telling me here now that you would go brick all the way up to the top, if that's fine?
Yes, I think we're gonna go all the way to the top. I just prefer the look compared to a split thing.
I got you. I mean, it's a village.
Is that the brick or the stone veneer? Is your preference the stone veneer or the brick?
That's where I'll figure out costs and stuff and see what our options are. It's probably gonna be brick sort of to try matching the sides.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good look with the stone veneer on the bottom and then brick above it, and you know, so I can have, once you get that dialed in, I can get a second consult with village staff on it, and I'm sure we'll work out something that's fine, but, so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna put forth a motion that says, we're gonna approve this case with, or we're gonna vote on this case with the condition that the front elevation be brick in a color that's suitable to match above the stone veneer, and that those first floor windows get more width and mass so that the elevation makes more sense. Does that sound what we talked about?
And the second floor B is out, but they could do another trim if they wish to still give it the look, to try to trim it to look like it's there.
The second floor what, Nathan?
Bay, the bay,
Well, I'm hearing that they want the bay.
but then they would have to go to the zoning board.
Oh, I didn't know that. This didn't say,
We're saying, no, it's in the front yard setback, that's the issue.
oh, this comment didn't say that.
I'm sorry.
There was talk about having this be like a permanent bench.
If they put a permanent bench in there, do they have to go to the zoning board?
Well, if the floor joist protrude out, then it's the same thing because the bench could be removed. So we would allow it if the bay was sticking out above the floor line. So I'm just suggesting if they did 2x8, they can give it the look without necessarily having the floor area underneath it to walk on.
Sir, do you understand what he said?
Yeah, I'm writing everything down. I'll discuss it with the architect as well.
Sure, and Nathan will talk to you about it too, but,
Okay, thank you.
okay, so Tom, do you have enough to make a motion?
Yeah, I do, Mike. I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case number 2021-009A at 7828 Bab, with the following provisions. Number one, that on the street elevation, the front street elevation, that the hardy siding be replaced with brick, or the face stone, the stone veneer rather, shown at the wainscot at present, at the owner's option, that the second floor bay, non-conforming bay, be modified to either be eliminated or, if kept, that the wall stud framing be increased in size to eliminate the walkable space inside the bedroom, i.e., use 8-inch studs instead of 6-inch studs. Furthermore, that the first floor windows also on the street elevation be enlarged somewhat, or additional windows be added adjacent to either one or both of the windows at the lower level. Some thought might also be given to reducing the size of the second floor bay, just to make the first floor windows and the second floor windows look a little bit more compatible. And I think that should get you to the 51% masonry requirements, and there is still the need for the addition of a sprinkler system.
Anybody second? Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed, so passed. So, please, work with staff and they'll take you through all this stuff, because I'm sure some of this gets lost in translation, so.
Okay.
Okay? All right, good luck.
Thank
Thank you.
Sure. We're going to move on to case 2021-005A at 5225 Gulf Road by Chris Lynn DMV. It's a commercial first floor addition. The staff comments are, staff has no objections with the overall design. Technical items to be addressed include a tree removal permit, rooftop HVAC screening, and possible additional formal review of the existing special use permit by staff, not by us, the Plan Commission, and/or the Village Board. Who's representing the petitioner?
We have two.
Mike Mathis from Lindenwood Park.
Okay, can you
Sorry.
Sure, no worries. Can you raise your hand?
And Ken Just as well.
And who else?
Ken
Okay,
Just.
Okay, Ken. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, or nothing but the truth? Great. Okay, let's take a look at the drawing.
Okay, so Gulf Road Terminal, so north is left on this elevation. The proposed addition is in this area. Actually, the renderings will probably do it better justice. Here's one of the renderings, looking like northeast.
So that's the addition we're looking at, right? We're protruding to the south, in the parking lot area?
Yes,
So it's in the rear of the building, it's not Gulf Road facing, correct?
correct.
Correct.
Okay. And we're matching all existing materials?
Well, the existing brick is going to be painted.
Okay, so it's not just the addition in the back, this is a whole new scape, right? A whole new look?
Carrie, could you put the pictures? It's got a mansard roof, Mike,
Yeah,
so it's,
Update, bringing it
yeah,
into the
exactly.
21st century.
Good, we're gonna get rid of that? Okay.
Yeah, so we are doing facade enhancements around the perimeter.
Sure, sure. No, it looks great. Okay, so it's an addition and plus a elevation updating.
Yes.
Cool. What's the material at the top, at the parapet?
It's going to be a composite wood.
Okay. So is the building getting re-roofed?
Yes.
Okay, good. So it's gonna all be,
And just for clarity, that wood piece you see across the top is an extension to the parapet, so we're adding that height to the structure.
okay. But that parapet, according to that elevation, looks like it's set back a little bit, correct? Or is it?
Yeah, we're building that parapet wall setback to provide a step from the masonry cap to where the wood cladding
Gotcha.
extends up. Yes.
And you're painting out the brick, okay. And what's the, I'm sorry, the exterior wood siding is what material? It's a composite?
Yes.
Okay. And the white, is that metal?
It's actually ephes with cut joints to the appearance of metal.
Okay. Okay. So
And then
go ahead.
the canopy there is a steel frame with it has wood inserts on it, so it's kind of it's more of a sunshade canopy at the end.
Sure. Kind of a pergola.
Yeah, correct.
The tree removal permit, you're just gonna have to take care of that. It's, the rooftop HVAC screening, are you putting in new units, or by taking down the mansards, are you exposing rooftop units?
So the mansards do currently provide screening for the units. That the ephes white material that you see matches the height of that mansard you see. But the new proposed material extends the length of the building, so you can see where the rooftop's sticking out there. That will no longer, that screen will continue across that elevation.
Okay,
So it'll provide-
okay, your new parapet is gonna be the same height as these mansards?
Correct.
Okay, that answers that. And then I don't know why there's, Nathan or Carrie, maybe you can explain why there's a formal review of the special use permit and,
I believe the special use permit's from 1971, just
Okay.
But-
So there might be some formal action, just so you're aware of that. It's nothing we deal with here, that's just down the road, just so you're aware of it.
Yeah, I think, I mean, we probably want to get some clarity on that.
Yeah.
Because that might have an impact. I mean, I'm assuming if we didn't do the addition, more than likely we wouldn't trigger any change. In the sense the addition is, I think it's just around 200 square feet. We're hoping that it's not really an increase in the intensity of the use on the lot. So we're hoping that it's just a
Okay.
staff review.
Yeah, well, I hope
We're
so.
hoping
I hope so it is too for you.
Yeah.
All right, does anybody have any, I think that the design's gonna look great. I think it's gonna be a nice update to the building. Does any,
Mike,
yes,
I reviewed the landscape plan. I just have one question.
okay,
The red bud, which is in the plan, in the southwest view of the building after it's remodeled, it's not in there anymore. Was it taken out?
The rendering, I understand your question. The rendering doesn't have, the landscape plan was put together after the rendering was generated, so if it's a tree that you saw in the rendering, what you see on the landscape plan is the updated planting. So this is what we're.
Okay, then the only comment I would make, I think it would be better without the red bud because that tree doesn't do well with all the hardscape that would be around it, the parking lot and entry, patio area. That's just my opinion. I don't think it, that you would have to change it, but I think it would be better without it.
is that an existing tree or a proposed new tree?
Proposed new tree.
Okay,
It's,
so give it some consideration, because Mary does know what she's talking about, doing these,
I know, so the plan was looking for sort of a Japanese garden theme. So they're going to have some boulders, some stepping stones, and I think that the final selection of that particular tree, I think we were hoping for something. I think he might have mentioned a Japanese maple or something that is a low-growing kind of tree that's sculptural in some ways. But certainly, I know he's listening on the meeting, and we can look at that again with him.
yeah, just something like possibly crab apples come in all different forms, and you might be able to get the same form. They would be a little tougher with all the hardscape.
yeah,
Okay.
we're just trying to make sure you don't plant a tree that in 5 years you're not gonna be happy with, so. Okay, great. That said, does somebody wanna make a motion to approve?
Okay, I'll make the motion.
Okay,
I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted to case number 2021-005A at 5225 Golf Road as presented.
anybody second?
I second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed, so passed. All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're gonna move on to the final case, case 2021-008A at 3900 Dempster Street, Dunkin' Donuts, or just Dunkin' as it's written here. It's new construction. The staff comments are, staff has concerns with the design. Now, I'm gonna read these, but I understand there's some new elevations that they're gonna be presenting tonight, but I still have to read these into the record. Staff has concerns with the design. Suggested modifications include more masonry, fewer signs, and seizing the opportunity to rework elements of the corporate prototype so the design is more site-specific to this scrape and build project. The proposed building setback is roughly 70 feet, which is greater than the existing 46.5 feet setback and is currently aligned with other buildings on the block, including ZAD and Burger King. Therefore, it is also recommended that the features be added to the site plan to continue this line. Okay, let's take a look-see.
Okay, we have,
Oh, who's representing the petitioner?
yeah,
Unmute yourself, please.
Got Steve Colbert. I'm the architect for the project.
Okay. Anybody else?
Jason Berg, I'm with Duncan Brands.
Okay,
Rina Pujwani.
great,
I'm with the franchisee.
great. Anybody who's gonna talk, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Great, thank you. Now we can move on to looking at your drawings.
Okay, so this is proposed, or here's existing, so Zad is here, and Burger King is roughly over here.
Right.
And then the proposal is building farther, set farther back, drive-through.
Is this the
Park-
current proposal or a revised proposal?
The site plan didn't change, just
Okay.
because it was just more the elevations and signage.
Gotcha.
And then the restaurant itself, the pickup windows over here, dining. And then this is the revised elevation. There were additional wall signs on the
Okay.
elevation. So this is the one facing Dempster. This is the one facing east. North elevation. And then the drive-through side on the west.
Right, facing west.
Yeah. And then this is existing.
Uh-huh.
And this is the current drive-through with parking
Gotcha.
and the neighbors.
Sure. So, does community development have any issues with these revisions? I thought when I saw the earlier renderings, this was a darker building, and now it seems to be lighter. Does somebody from Duncan want to respond to that? Is that, am I wrong or am I right?
Now, the colors this is the architect, the colors haven't changed.
Okay.
We played around with the massing a little bit here and there.
Okay.
But those are the standard brand offerings.
Sure. And just give me Stephen, just give me a quick rundown of your materials as I'm looking at this. Start at the top and go down.
Now, it's starting at the top, it's typical metal coping, and then cementitious panel systems throughout.
Okay.
There's a hardy board there, another system at the sign itself, that panel, as well as down below. The orange band is a metal element that's added to the building that wraps around. And then just a lot of storefront on the front elevation.
Okay.
And if you look at the side elevation, you see a lot of variation of color, that dark charcoal at the rear that starts at that point and wraps around the back of the building. Again, cementitious panels, but that's a lap siding.
Sure. Yeah, okay, so it's in theme with the newer Dunkin' Donuts, or the newer Dunkins.
That's correct. The newer Dunkins have gone through a lot of iteration changes that came up with it.
Sure.
The latest and greatest.
Okay, well, I don't know that we have any, I don't have any necessary jurisdiction to say, move this thing closer to the front of the line of the others. That would be some other person within the village, but as I look at these elevations, I personally don't have any issues. I don't know if any of the commissioners have any issues.
And Mr. Chairman, if I may, the main reason why the building was pushed back is to really rectify, if someone wants to put up the site plan, we really spent a lot of time making the drive-through experience the queue much better than what it was, with more cars in the queue. And, obviously pushing back as a benefit for our clients because they're not up front anymore, they went back, but better parking arrangement in front instead of the weird parking that was behind before, and a much better cleaner queue for the drive-through experience.
Having visited there, I would completely agree with you. So I don't disagree with that. I'm just responding to the comment that was written by other staff people, so.
Certainly, I just wanted to make it clear why.
Sure. No, I understand, right. There was, from a logistics standpoint, there was way too much room in the back. So I understand why you did that, because you really just wanted to have a drive-through lane back there and not dock space or garbage space, whatever, so. Does any of the other commissioners have any comment on this? Okay,
Yeah, the setback doesn't bother me, Mike.
yeah. Okay, Arshani, you want to make a proposed
Yeah.
motion for this?
I make a motion that certificate of appropriateness be granted for case number 2021-008A, located at 3900 Dempster, as presented.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed, so passed. When do you propose to start the project?
You could give me a permit.
Okay, so, I haven't been by there in a while. The existing one is still up and running, correct?
Like, I know, we're actually up, we had a long conversation with staff about plan commission comments, and we're chugging away to get this thing going as quickly as possible. We're racing to get it done as fast as we possibly can.
Okay, great. All right, well, thank you very much, everybody, and I've got 8:10, so I'm going to call the meeting is adjourned. So thank you, everybody, for attending, and we'll see you next month.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.